Boom. We are live.
This is real life.
Yes. All sounds are working. The video is on. Episode 5 with our good friend Scary.
Cheers.
Hi, Scary.
Cheers. Hey, Polly. Hey,
How
Sean. Good.
How are you? Everybody have a good week. It's Saturday night,
It is
October 29th.
2 days before Halloweeny.
It is.
Yeah.
Iowa won, but they didn't beat anybody. So that's good.
Wait, Iowa won?
They won. Well, they're 4-3 now, but they have offense has scored so few touchdowns. They're like bottom of even the lowest tier schools you can think of. Their offense is awful. It's really bad. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Ouch.
But the defense is
Damn.
one of the top 3 in the nation.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. So
That was the Bills their entire life for the last 12 years.
well.
People say defenses win Super Bowls. Come on.
Defenses can only go so far. You gotta have something on the other side.
Yeah, you got to score
Yeah.
once in a while.
Get a game managing quarterback
Yeah.
and
listen.
elite running back and an elite defense, and you're probably set.
Right. I mean, not all of us can have fucking Tom Brady either, so whatever.
No.
I don't think you want Tom Brady right now.
Not-
Tom
well,
Brady is
yeah,
not
right
the
now,
guy you
yeah.
want.
Not anymore. No.
No.
Man, I'll tell
Well,
you
now he's
what.
been cursed.
Yeah, dude. I think maybe his good luck charm was his wife, and there that goes. So I don't know.
Well, that was actually like something he has talked about before. Was that Giselle is like a witch?
Wait,
And
what?
so, like, yeah, she would like use crystals and stuff to like help him,
Help his chakra pregame.
yeah, align his spirits or whatever. And now that they're getting divorced, must have like cursed him or something.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm pretty certain I've seen like some stuff about that. I don't know if he's been cursed now, but he's not getting the same blessings.
Dude, I'm gonna have to look into this because I believe it. I believe it
I
because
believe it.
listen though, the year she leaves them, all fucking hell breaks loose. I mean, he's
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, how old is he? Like
45.
45? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So I have
definitely
the same birthday as Tom Brady. He's just 20 years older than me, so that's how I've been keeping track of his career at this point.
It
That's
makes you
kinda
wonder
cool.
if he's scared. He's scared of retirement because like the next step, being older. Like,
Maybe.
'cause 45. What do you do? You know, I know you got all the money in the world, and you don't need a lot. You've probably done almost everything except
No.
stay married.
Damn.
Now who kept the kids? It wasn't him, was it?
I think they're going to be splitting the kids. He put out like something about it and like going to be it's amicable, which is never used to describe anything other than a breakup.
Right.
But yeah, it seems like they're going to be splitting the kids.
Interesting.
Amicable is the word they use in every divorce. It was fine. It was amicable. We're both happy.
Yeah, of course.
Mutual,
Yeah.
amicable.
Mutual. Yeah. We're moments away from a punch being thrown.
Yeah.
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 Fucking retire, Tom.
And he needs to. He should have. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's gonna suck that though. Now, does he retire now after having such an awful year? I mean,
Maybe at the end of the season, but he's not going to retire, week 8. Not going to happen.
no, but like he's gonna end, and his last year was like just him throwing his helmet on the ground. I mean, that's all he's doing.
Yeah, breaking tablets, yelling at
Yeah.
the offensive line.
Yeah, I watched that video of him like going around to his entire offensive line and just yelling at everybody.
And they didn't do
Individually.
any better. Yeah,
No,
they didn't do
no.
any better after that either.
I know. I remember when he played for the Patriots, and they talked about how like he used to take them out for like steak dinners and stuff like that. But I'm sure they're not getting steak dinners anymore.
No,
No.
probably not. It's like, well, I already have so many rings, so I don't need to invest in these guys again.
Yeah. Fuck your steak dinner.
Yeah.
We're getting
Just do your
McDonald's.
job.
Yep.
Getting paid millions of dollars to stop that guy. Stop that guy.
Yeah, please. Can you please stop him?
wonder how many sacks he's taken this year. I wonder if that number is up a lot.
Dude, it's got to be
I
up
don't
there
know.
for sure.
He actually broke the record.
Yeah,
like
all
the career
time.
record, all-time sacks. Yeah, all-time being
that's-
sacked, I guess.
That's impressive for being like the longest tenured quarterback ever, and it took you this long to break that record.
Yeah, that
Yep.
is impressive for sure. Like, yeah, because that's a lot of football, and to finally hit that record, like, obviously he's got to get to that record eventually with how long he's played. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Also not being a mobile quarterback
at all. Dude, no.
This absolute brick back there.
It used to make me
Yeah.
so mad when he would get like a 10 fucking yard run, and it's like, how are you letting him do that?
I think one of the last ones he had, I remember, like, scrambled for like 15 yards or something. And everyone's like, he looks like a baby calf like when he's running.
That's funny. I know, I've always seen that thing too where people say like Lamar Jackson looks like a little kid when he's running around. Like he has something that he's not supposed to have. Like the way he runs is like, what the fuck is this? He's kind of a funny looking runner. Oh no, it wasn't Lamar Jackson, it was Murray.
Murray?
Yeah, yep.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kyler, did you hear about the thing where his production is terrible on weeks with either double XP weekends in COD or the new releases?
Yes.
Yep.
It's like an actual stat.
Yeah, I sat him this week because of it. I have him in one of my fantasy teams.
I don't blame you, dude. Call of Duty just drops. You can't. Now, I made a deal though that I wouldn't talk about Warzone tonight, so I gotta. We're scratching the surface talking about Call of Duty. But on a quick note, the new Call of Duty did come out, and the multiplayer's it's fun. It runs very well. The mechanics of it is good. I don't know though. They took away all the movement, everything. There's no slide cancel. There's no you can't bunny hop anymore. Like for snipers that used to bunny hop.
Those are most of the things.
I know. So you're just kind of like, you just run. It's just like run and shoot. Like there's no special. I mean, I'm sure eventually someone will figure it out, but yeah, it's kind of weird.
It just sounds like rigid gameplay at that point.
Yep.
Those controls supposed to move over to Warzone 2?
No. I think they're done with the movements like those. Yeah.
No, I mean like the Modern Warfare 2, how the movement is in that game, that'll translate into Warzone 2.
Right,
okay.
So it's pretty much going to be the multiplayer now in Warzone 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I'm okay with it because, like, yeah, I don't know if you've seen people just shit on kids on TikTok where they're just, like, sliding and they, like, shoot and then slide away and then shoot. Like, that's gone. Like, they're not going to be able to do that anymore. So now you're going to have to just stand face to face and fucking shoot.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
There is, Sean.
A chance I could be good at this.
Yes. The only thing I have to tell you, though, is it's a fucking team game. And if your teammate goes down, you need to res him instead of cockblock him in the fucking road.
We want to.
There's more to it. This is not just a general.
No,
he hates winning. Apparently,
Sean is the worst teammate ever.
One time.
Oh,
winning.
All it takes.
So winning is being a bad teammate. Yeah. That's fine.
So again, with this story, I fucking got shot down. I was carrying the fucking team. I go down. Sean is across the street in a building with the door is open, and I am scooting across the ground, getting to Sean. I finally get to Sean. Sean shuts the door in my face and doesn't even let me in.
Finish the story.
Then we won somehow. But anyway,
I could hear the guys on the roof, so I shut the door as like if the door opens, I know it's a enemy.
So we still won. Dying friend.
We won. We won. That's all that mattered.
We did win. Yeah. I don't know how, but
yeah. Warzone was my first Call of Duty game that I'd ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had only Nintendo stuff until I want to say the sophomore year of college. And then I got the Xbox One to play Fortnite with my housemates. And then it wasn't until I got to Seattle and it came out that I started to play Warzone with my friends in Massachusetts. And that led me to downloading, posting stuff on TikTok.
Yep.
saw your stuff and started
Yep.
playing with you.
Yep.
It's Warzone. That was my first time, playing any of those games.
That is funny. I used to play with Scary Sean just to get in bot lobbies. He had like he had a 0.5 KD. Actually, what was your
0.63? 0.63
yes,
KD.
yeah. What was your description on TikTok? It used to crack me up.
Oh yeah, it was 0.63 KD in COD, 4.93 Uber rating.
Yeah. I feel like that was half of the reason why I followed you first on TikTok or something. I was like, dude, this kid's funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine my KD was any better. I was not good at that game.
Yeah.
It was getting better, just because it was very difficult to learn the game, like playing any COD and having it be Warzone, where it takes like forever to find somebody to get in a fight with.
Yes.
So like just constantly dying. My friends were like, oh, fucking Scary again. Like, just buy him back. Like,
there wasn't a lot of fighting. Like you would get in one fight and and then a few more and that was it. But yeah.
And most of the people playing that game have been playing Call of Duty for the last 12 years, every single year, and that has some value too.
And those were the people that I was playing with.
Yeah, even if you're playing a brand new game that just came out this week, it's still Call of Duty. You're very familiar with the mechanics and maybe not the movement now, but
so Scary, have you been playing any other games lately or?
I've been playing a shit ton of Fortnite.
Oh yeah, so you're still on that kick.
Last season I was top 2,000 on solos.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Because I've seen your Warzone gameplay, and that's pretty impressive.
Continue to evolve, just learning, lifelong learner.
I've recently started playing Overwatch 2 since it came out, and I think it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun on it.
I just re-downloaded it, actually.
Yeah, well, dude, we gotta play sometime. Last time we ended our podcast and we played for like 2 hours.
Oh. It was so fucking late.
It was, but it was fun though. I did have fun, but yeah, dude, I regretted that though. It was too late at night. Sean, that's getting old. That's that. I don't feel old.
I still woke up at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, I know. Me too, because I messaged you on Discord.
Right away.
I was like, what the fuck is he doing awake already?
Yeah. Same thing you were.
Yeah, pretty much. Fucking kids, man.
Yeah. It's starting to catch up with me. Earlier last week I was up late playing games with a friend of mine, and he's in Michigan, so it's 3-hour time difference. And after a while he's just like, oh shit, it's 4 o'clock, like 4 a.m. right now. It's like, oh no, it's 1 a.m. Like I gotta be at the office for 7. Like I
gotta go to bed.
Yeah. Woke up at 5, so I had 4 hours of sleep. As soon as I get in the door, one of my coworkers was like, you didn't sleep well last night, did you? And I was like, shut up.
I'm here, ain't I? Like, shit.
I'm good, how are you? Like,
right. That's funny. Video games will do that to you.
I remember my first time playing Minecraft. I was at my friend's house and, ended up playing all night, going into the mines, doing all that stuff. Yeah. And I look up, like, as from the screen, and the sunlight is starting to come through the windows.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh shit.
Oh man.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
You remember that as a kid, though, when you were just hanging out with friends, maybe a sleepover of some kind, and then you're just hanging out all night doing whatever, pissing off parents, and then all of a sudden the sun's coming up, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty very late at night. As soon as I graduated high school, I got my own apartment with a friend of mine who I still play Call of Duty with. Kane Pones. Him and I got our first apartment, and that's all we fucking did all night long. I mean, till early in the morning. And then I remember I had a girlfriend, and then she left me, and I think it was because I played too many video games. She's like, this is ridiculous. Because I didn't do anything during the day, dude. I would sleep, you know, and then I'd go work. I worked at a pizzeria, and I would wake up, go to fucking work, and then come home and just video games, dude.
Yep.
I was the same way out of high school. It was either work or playing video games.
Yep, that is really all I did.
Or we threw parties. We rented a house and we just threw a good size, bigger than the house I live in now, and we threw some pretty good parties.
We used to throw parties in our little apartment, and it was funny because our apartment was like in Warsaw. There's all these like old buildings, like old tall buildings, and they're all brick, and they're all next to each other down this old main street. You know what I mean? So like when you drive through, there's no alleyways or anything. It's just constant brick buildings.
When you explain your business and the city of Warsaw and all that, I picture like Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like that, dude. It's kind of like that. But yeah, so our apartment was like in the middle of these buildings, and so we didn't have any windows on the sides of us. So if you shut our 2-bedroom doors, which was in the very far back of the building, if you shut those, there was absolutely no sunlight in our apartment. So you would have no idea what time of the day it was ever. And like this apartment was a shit apartment. I mean, we paid like $400 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah. So that's why we worked at a pizzeria, because we're like, fuck it, dude. We don't need any money. We're not paying anything in rent, and everything was already included. So like $400.
Do you ever wish you could go back to the time when your bills and rent was that cheap and you made what you made now?
Yeah. Every day, man. Every day.
I wish I had experienced a time where my bills were that cheap.
Well, yeah. Move to the middle of fucking nowhere in New York, and that'll happen.
I remember paying $350 for rent. That was split 3 ways, but
why is it though? Why is it you get a better job and you get better things and more, and like you just spend more money? Like that's our fault.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I could still be living in my 2-bedroom, $400 a month fucking apartment with the money I make now. It would be fantastic. But no, get fucking married and buy a house. You know, it's like Jesus Christ.
And then daycare alone will break your fucking back.
Oh well, yeah, dude. Daycare. I'm sure it's expensive everywhere, but holy shit, dude, that's like a mortgage. My daycare is like a mortgage. Oh yeah, yes. We easily pay like $800 a month for one kid.
That's not even. Yeah, we're worse off than that. We could probably when the kids are out of daycare, we are going to upgrade to a new house, and we could probably get a new car, honestly.
Dude, it's insane.
Like a second new car. We could pay off 2 new cars.
And the worst part, too, is like when your kids are sick, which is like all the time.
Fucking now. Right now in my house.
You have to keep them home, and like we still pay for fucking daycare because we have to hold our spot at the daycare.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
Yep.
We still pay if they're not there.
So Scary, don't have any fucking kids.
Yeah,
well,
pro tip.
Yep. So far, so good on that department.
Yeah. Welcome to the Dad Life Crisis podcast. Jesus Christ.
When I was
life advice, just so pessimistic.
When I was Scary's age, people would ask me if I had kids. My go-to was always, not that I know of.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you dog.
That was fucking stupid. It was so stupid.
It is such a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
But that's funny you say that. There's always something like that, though, that people talk about. How's your day? Well, I'm still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Or good morning, and what's so good about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that one. When I was working at a deli before I moved out here to Seattle. And I said that, like, good morning. Yeah. It was the first like older woman that came in. Was like 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why she's in there that early. And I was like, good morning. She's like, what's good about it? And I got nothing.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Like, she's just gonna stop putting a qualifier on it, I guess. Good morning.
You're breathing, bitch.
Yeah, that's
well, that still might make it a bad morning, depending.
And then Fridays are the worst though. So like, I obviously work at a deli, and it's always like, hey, good morning. And they're like, well, at least it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I didn't have a calendar.
Friday.
Thank God.
I don't know. You guys don't get. I know Polly doesn't get weekends off, but like when Friday does roll around and people start saying, "Well, at least it's Friday." The best part of the weekend is Friday when you're leaving work, because after that you're just anticipating Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You're already on to Monday.
Yeah, as soon as you get in your car and leave work, like, well, Monday's coming up. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's now that I'm not working a desk job, I don't get that as much. When I was working, and having to do a bunch of project planning, that's what would happen. I'd be like, oh, well, I still have all of this that I need to do on Monday. Like, I'm not going to do it over the weekend. And that's when I would dread it. But now I could just show up to work and like be fine.
Yeah. I could see that, a desk job doing that to you. I don't miss those days.
No, me neither. It's only been about 3-4 weeks.
Yep. Desk jobs are boring after a while.
Yeah. Especially with, I got ADHD. So I was sitting there like, trying to focus, but there's only so much I can do for 40 hours a week on that.
Yeah.
What makes it even harder is you're on a computer, but you can't do anything fun with it.
Yep.
It's all work related. That's it.
I could sit at this computer for 40 hours for sure.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yes.
oh yeah.
Sign me up, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. I bet I've come close.
Yeah. I might still actually.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I wonder I wish I could go back in time and see how many hours, or better yet, just sum up the total amount of hours I've put into video games my entire life. Just get a number.
I don't know if I'd want to know that. Yeah.
I do. I want to know. Tell me. Make me feel all the guilt.
I heard this thing that in your entire lifetime, you spend almost 2 years of your life holding the door open for somebody. And like that right away, like makes me not want to ever hold a door open for someone.
I'm never holding a door open, not even for my wife.
No.
Hold it yourself, bitch.
Like, do you know how much stuff you can do with 2 years of your life that you just wasted holding a door open? But now I say that and I play video games every fucking night. Like, like I can't imagine the amount of years I have played video games out of my 33 years. Like, it's got to at least be a couple years of time.
I think without bringing in religion to this, I think it would be really cool that when you die, you can see just a lot of stats, just all the stats you could ever think of. That would be so cool.
Yeah, like a report.
This is how many hours. Yeah, this is how many hours you spent jerking off your entire life. You idiot! You could have been out making money, but you were masturbating.
Yes.
Yeah, just every stat you could think of, you can go through, and that would be cool.
Dude, I would be all for it. I'd want to see it.
Yeah.
That I would like to see. I don't want just like if I could see all of them and I've already died. Like I don't have to worry about
it's already
the guilt
done.
anymore.
So not right.
Yeah.
The guilt is gone. It's just these are the cold hard facts, and this is what happened.
Yeah, the guy
a roguelike at that point,
The guy showing it to you is giving you all the shit, and you're like, "What are you gonna do? Kill me?"
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
I just had a heart attack, prick.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have had all of that. See the amount of time you spent eating all that fatty foods, idiot?
You see all those hamburgers and pizza? Why do you think I'm here?
You have so much more time on this run, pal, if you stop doing that.
Oh, and then it could tell you like how many pizzas you've eaten your entire life and just...
That would be embarrassing.
Oh.
But I want to know. I want to know.
I would too. I want to know
Only after.
Like
after. Yeah, I don't want to know now. Like don't put that on me.
No, if you tell me now, I will probably have to get rid of my PC and quit playing video games because I'll be like, this is not right, Paul. Come on, man. But I don't know.
Someone should make an app where when you build your computer and for its lifetime, which could be, computers suck. It could be a year. It could be 10 years. There's a clock and it updates every time you're playing. And then someday you can check to see how many hours you spent playing games.
It's funny because there's for sure a way to do that. And no one's done it yet because no one wants to know. They don't want to know, dude.
Someone pay me. God damn it.
Like screen
It's a good idea.
Screen time on your iPhone is like the worst thing they've ever added. Like I don't even turn it on because I don't want to know. I don't want to know how long I've looked at TikToks. I just no. Yeah, because I'm always like every day too. At the end of the day, I'm like, how do I have any time to relax? There's plenty of time. You've been staring at TikTok for fucking 12 hours today.
There's also plenty of times when, like, all day I'm thinking, man, I need to get home and play whatever game I'm playing at the time. And then the opportunity arises and I'm sitting in my couch or with my kids and I'm like, I don't want to go do that anymore. I'm tired. I just want to sit here.
Yep.
You spend your whole day anticipating it and then you just don't have the energy to do it.
Yep.
Spend all that time and energy anticipating it. That's what happened.
That too. Yeah.
It's also terrible with the screen time when you get like, down 40%. You only had 8 hours a day of screen time. It's like,
perfect.
Oh, good. That's 40%. Good.
Amazing.
Only a third of my day this week. Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really getting this life thing figured out. This is great.
Thanks, iPhone. I still feel like a piece of shit. Like, it's just 40% less of one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it would be cool if you could go back in time. I don't know why there's no movies about this kind of stuff. Go back in time and give someone a functioning iPhone in 1712 and just see what happens. Give it to them. Say, here, this is yours. Figure it out, and then you leave, and then just see what the fuck happens.
Dude, I couldn't imagine they would do anything with it.
That's true. They'd probably break it right away.
Right.
They wouldn't have service.
Well, in this scenario, you would have to.
Okay, Scary. Never mind. There goes that idea.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for blowing that up.
Theoretical.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Plug it into the wall to charge it? Like, come on.
I'll go rip that script up. Thank you.
Play solitaire.
Let me call James Cameron and tell him never mind. God damn it.
How do I unsend an email?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it would be a mess. It really would be a mess. I just feel like they would just use it to as a paperweight. Like there's nothing they would be able to use it for.
I could easily the time frame I used. I could easily see them trying to show it to somebody and them being accused of being some kind of witch and just being killed on spot.
Yeah,
you're a fucking witch.
Especially if they figured out how to take a picture, because imagine them taking a picture and showing them the picture.
Yeah, a video.
Dude, they'd be dead, and they'd be
kill them, burn the witch.
Yep.
Give it to a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
Well, if you're going to Salem, Massachusetts, that's
right.
Happening either way.
I should write a movie. That's my movie right there. I'm gonna do it. Damn it.
God, that sounds
like stop giving my good ideas out.
Yeah, but that sounds like those shitty movie clips that I even see on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta appreciate an honest friend.
No, see, I can. It's a comedy. I picture it. I guess I can only do a comedy. I don't think I could do a serious movie, but I could Seth Rogen-esque type comedy.
See,
I could see
I was just gonna say, and then there's all these famous actors in the movie, and it sucks because it's like you're pushing a story that's just not gonna happen. So they just get all these famous actors and
you gotta use your fucking imagination. Get off Warzone and use that fucking thing sometime. God damn.
Listen, I haven't played Warzone in a month. I'm fucking dying
Watch a
over
movie.
here.
Yeah. What's the last movie you even watched, Polly?
Halloween Town #2 this morning, or the first one. Well, I think there's only one.
Is that a new movie? I don't watch horrors. I don't even watch horror movies.
It's not a horror movie. It's a kid's movie.
It's like
No?
Yeah.
Is there any TV shows you watch? Anything?
No. Don't do I don't do.
You don't
TV
do a lot
shows.
of screen time besides.
Well, yeah. Most of my time is spent in front of my computer or whatever. But I have this thing where I can't stay focused to watch an entire TV series. I need the story now and done with. I need to know the beginning, the middle, and the end in a couple hours so I can just go to bed in peace at night. I can't watch something and be I'll go to bed and I'm like, dude, how is this gonna end? It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.
So you've never seen The Office all the way through?
Oh, I've seen The Office, but there's no but there's no guessing. So I've seen The Office. I've watched Friends. I've watched Seinfeld. Trying to think of other ones that I've seen.
That's something we should talk about sometime. Is how bad Friends is now. It does not hold up well.
It's funny that you say that because I thought the same thing. Like when I started to rewatch it, like I'm like, this is not as good as I
Ross
thought.
is an awful human being.
Yes, and dude, and I feel so bad for Joey all the time. Like the more I watch the show, I'm like, dude, they're just screwing Joey over every time. Like all the time.
He's just doing his best. He's just like
I know he's trying all the time, and everyone's just like, "No, Joey, leave us alone." And it's like, "Fuck, what about Joey?"
Scary, do you watch any TV or anything?
Not really. Most of it right now has been video games. I think I watched Good Will Hunting was the last movie I watched.
Oh,
yeah, one of my
That's old. What's a good
top 5 favorite movies? I'd say that like. Also, Princess Bride, another one of my favorites.
A good one.
And then V for Vendetta.
Oh, I like that one.
It was one of the only. I had 3 DVDs when I went to China for the 6 weeks, and that was one of them. So I would just rewatch it all
over
of the time.
Over. I don't blame you.
Oh, so much. That in Watchmen, and then I had the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Not a very good movie. I only watched that one once or twice. The other ones I watched a bunch.
Constantly. So, like, wait, when did you go to China?
Yeah, I want to hear about China.
That was 4 or 5 years ago.
Real quick, before you get into China, you had DVDs with you 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My laptop was fucked, so I just brought some DVDs in a portable DVD player. I forgot which century I was living in.
Yeah, shit. Did you have to put like 8 AA batteries in that thing or what? Like, oh my god.
This one could plug into the wall. This one had its own charger.
Right.
Yeah, state of the art.
The plugins the same in China, like the power outlets.
No, you had to get like a converter cube that had like a bunch of different ones for it. But yeah, I still have 5 years on my visa to China. I can go whenever I wanted to. All I'd have to do is buy a ticket.
That's cool.
So what did you go to China for? Just to visit?
Yeah, what did you do?
It was an engineering competition through my college.
Holy shit!
It was fantastic. It was there were 6 people from my team from my college. There were 6 Italian architect students and 19 Chinese architect students. And we were one team. And so we had 1 year to design a fully green and like energy neutral home. And then would go to China, compete against 23 other teams from around the world.
Holy shit.
And construct the home. And you had 3 weeks to fully construct the home. And then the rest of it was, measuring how efficient it was with electricity and water and commute time to places and accessibility and stuff. And
that is so cool.
That is wild, dude.
It was a fantastic experience. I actually still talk to the Italian students on our team. The year after the competition, I went out and visited them in Italy.
No shit.
Yeah, so they brought me to the Italian Alps, went snowboarding out there, did a bunch of other stuff through meeting them on this competition.
That's awesome.
So 2 questions. Did you guys win?
No, there were people that had there was no regulation for like how many sponsors you could have.
Was there so there wasn't a budget?
No, there was no cap for budget. It was
that's not fair.
So you got beat out by like deeper
some
pockets.
Fucking dad had some billionaire dad in China or some shit.
The one that won was a $2 million home, and ours had 150K. That's all we had for ours.
Can you tell us about the house you guys built?
So one thing that's fun tidbit of information is that it's part of a museum for the next 5 years, or since the competition started. Museum for 5 years.
Where at?
And then somebody can actually buy it, and they own the property, and it's in Dezhou, China.
Okay.
That is awesome.
It's a small city of 5 million people.
Yeah, man. Jesus, that's tiny.
Yeah, right. It's real small. You just walk outside, you see everybody, you know them all. It was a. Let me see if I can find the
Yeah,
photo.
I was gonna ask. Can you put a picture in our Discord?
Yeah.
So what were the features of your greenhouse? That's not
So
a greenhouse,
ours.
but
Yeah, green energy.
yeah.
So ours was called the Turtle Home. It was sort of inspired by having like an outer shell to it, so you could be protected from, the hot sun. It was, I think, it would get up to 110 degrees while we were out there midday, um, and so you'd be protected from the heat, rain, etc., but still be able to be outside and do things. And then had I think it was 2-bedroom home, 2 baths with a courtyard inside of that.
That is awesome.
I found it.
I was gonna try to compare it to the competitions I did in high school, but that's nothing. Like that's insane. That sounds like a good time.
So you had an entire year to construct this then?
To design it, we only had 3 weeks to construct it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So now this $2 million team that won, how fast did their house get built? Like, it must have went
3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just had a lot more features and things that allowed it to become that net zero.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Disney movie Smart House? Because that was the house
that won.
Yeah. Not. And I just posted it in the Discord.
Okay, we'll have to check that out. And if you're listening, ask us to join Discord, and you can check it out too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. I want to click on it, but it'll mess up the whole setup here. But
I'll text it. Check your phone, Paulie.
Oh yeah. Actually, dude, this is weird, but I don't even know where my phone is right now.
I can send it to you if you want.
It's gotta be close to me because my watch says it's not disconnected. So I don't know. I set it down and my desk engulfed it.
So there's a lot of I can see like the panels on the roof for sun. What's it called?
Solar panels.
Solar panels, yeah. A lot of solar panels. That's pretty cool.
It was
how efficient was it? Was it like really close or?
We were fairly close. It wasn't like, I don't think that somehow the calculations didn't come out right or something, where like the number of solar panels we had didn't quite produce enough for us to be at net zero.
So so the electricity was the part that didn't get you all the way down then?
Yeah, but we had good gray water management, being able to reuse the shower and stuff like that, use that water for toilets and putting it into the gardens and everything.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic experience. I think my favorite part though was befriending one of the security guards there over blackjack and cigarettes.
Nice.
We did not speak any English. I didn't speak any Chinese. And he would just come sit with our team while we're playing blackjack. He'd just start playing with us, like he knew all the rules, and he would bet cigarettes instead of like the whatever we were using.
See,
so we'd all do that.
That's
so
cool.
Really funny. That's really funny. We just saw Bert Kreischer last night at the Mark at the Quad Cities, and that's one of his big stories. Is he went to Russia and pretty much became the machine, and that we had just listened to that live last night. That's pretty much exactly
so cool.
not the same thing, but very close to the same thing.
Yeah, and it was actually paid off befriending this guy, because the people we have the walls were spray gypsum, which is sort of like a wet concrete that you spray onto the wall, and that's how you set the wall in this house. He said it would be done in 3 days. It took 2 weeks out of our 3 weeks to get the walls done. And so we were like, hey, we're not putting your advertisements up. Like, you lied. Like, this took so much longer. And he ended up running at our wall with a sledgehammer to, out of retaliation for not being able to put his advertisements up. And the security guard that we befriended over the past few weeks
took care of it.
Comes up behind him, gets him in a fucking chokehold, and like threw him off site. And we're like, let's go.
Shit.
Oh man,
that is awesome.
Bought him a whole packet of cigarettes. Like,
that's awesome though that like you guys became friends over just like a mutual game of cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just like there was no words spoken that anyone could understand, but you were still friends.
He tried. he
so
was doing
cool.
his damnedest with the English. He'd be like, "Hi, how are you?" And he's like, "Hi, how are you?"
What a guy, though. That's awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
he let
that
us
is
use
awesome.
his cart too. You know, the tricycle, like the motorized tricycle.
Yep.
He let us use that, the security issue one, to go
That's
to
cool.
the town hall and like
Yeah.
go grab food and everything.
Yeah.
And the Chinese student, his name was Michael, or at least that's what he told the Americans his name was.
Yeah.
He would drive like through traffic, like swerve through cars in this thing, and like he wouldn't even lose the ash of his cigarette while I'm sitting in the back, just
just holding on for dear life. Yeah. That is awesome.
Like,
so
you know,
did he have like flashing lights on this thing and everything? Like it was like
no, it just said security on it.
Security. He was just going. So like anyone could just paint security on their car and
for sure. Yeah.
That's cool. That is so cool.
Not even sure what we're gonna do with that as a security officer anyways. What, throw him in the back of the tricycle?
So how you said there was 23 teams altogether? So there was 23 different houses built, or did not all of them? All of them got built then?
All of them were built. There was a team from India that prefabricated most of the components of their home.
Yep.
So they, did all of the connections for a bunch of the steel pieces and would ship them out to China from India because it's not super far. And they ended up getting their prefabricated parts got delayed, I think, about a week.
Oh no.
So they were a week behind, and they still managed to finish everything 2 days after the deadline.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So obviously, if it was close to being finished, it's not like they just wanted an unfinished house, so they let people finish. Yeah.
You'd just be penalized on the points.
Right.
In the back end. And
that
so for
sense.
Making up 5 days difference, like the Indian team being like all going in, doing a bunch of the labor themselves on top of having like the Chinese laborers that we'd paid.
Yeah.
Like all the teams would pay. So they were working their ass off day in and day out and still covered up 5 days difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. So all these teams put together, I mean, you were with an Italian team. So how did they like figure out who the teams were going to be? Like,
I think it was the chair of civil engineering at my school at the time. He's from Taiwan.
Okay.
So he actually knew some people in China already, and he was able to connect us with this university in China. And I guess they had some other connection with this university in Italy as well. And we were able to, create this connection. I'll use I think it was WhatsApp, because that's really the only thing that's
like
you're able to use in China.
Yeah.
And we would use all of our, communication through that.
That's cool. So were you the only one from your school then that went and did it?
There were 6 of us.
So they were all in your school too then?
There's 6 Americans at my school.
Gotcha.
And then 6 Italians, 19 Chinese students, all making our team.
One team. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then there was another Italian team, a French team, Indian team, German, another American team, and then most of the rest of them were Chinese.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
that is
really
so
cool experience.
That is so cool.
And it was all because it was it's run by an American association. We had to do OSHA for everything.
Oh no.
But Chinese government does not have anything like that.
Oh no.
So when hiring these Chinese workers and trying to enforce OSHA with language barrier, and also the fact that they've never had to do any of those things that we're telling them to.
Yeah.
So we're, yelling at them, trying to get them to do stuff. One guy was smoking a cigarette right next to an oxygen tank at one point. And we're like, come on, dude.
It's funny though that we all worry about this, and other countries are just like, we don't care, dude. Like, we're just here to work and get it done. the regulations that we have are insane, but the regulations that we have are such a standard to us, though. It's like things like that. But like, there's so many regulations. It's all just so goofy because there's like so many regulations that are just so dumb that we don't follow. I don't know, but
I mean, people are stupid anyways. They're gonna get hurt regardless of how many regulations.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. Right.
A lot of it's common sense too.
Yeah,
like smoking in front of a tank of any kind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or while changing the tank.
I was
like, seen.
Oh my god, I was flabbergasted. I don't even know what else to word to use for him.
That's funny. That is awesome though. So how much did your house cost again?
150K about.
That's not bad.
No, it was all things considered pretty solid. And it was
the $2 million house, like, was it just like mind blowing compared to yours?
Incredible.
Or
like if you go to like say New York or something and you see those condos that are typically about 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
And they're all connected. It was similar to that, but like highest end I've seen, even working residentially in Seattle now. Just like got to tour it. It was just like incredible to see. Just being like,
yeah,
was this professionally done? Like, how did you?
Right. How did some college kids just throw this together?
It's like, was it Sandlot when the old guy just has like the paper that says "I am 12" on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of those guys, construction workers coming in.
That's funny. I am still in college. Here's my.
I think it's the bench warmers or something like that. Yeah.
Bench warmers. Yeah. That is funny.
I am 12.
Yeah. That is so cool though. Like, what an experience to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's still like the main talking point for when I, apply somewhere, apply to a job. They see that and they'll ask about that more so than,
yeah, dude, if I applied anywhere and I had that experience, I would definitely bring that up first.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a great talking point. More so than the arena that I'd mentioned, the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle that I worked on.
Yeah.
More people are like, oh, you went to China? Like,
yeah, I hate to tell you, your China story is definitely more interesting. Than that. I mean, that's still cool, but yeah, that is cool. So you were close then to 0. Just missed a couple like solar panels or something.
Yeah, I'd say probably like 6 more panels.
Oh man, so you were so close.
Yeah, just funding came down to funding.
Yep.
Probably a bit of a miscalculation in terms of the angle of the solar panels as well.
Okay.
Because that will affect how much exposure they get to the sun.
Right.
And the electron generation with the way the sunlight is going through it.
Right.
So a couple things here and there could have made a big difference, but live and you learn.
But that's so cool though. That is. Yeah. Win or lose, like that. You won anyway, man. Going over there to be able to do all that is awesome.
Yep. Great experience. Got to go to a Jamaican bar in Beijing. And there's like, there's a bar. The bar was under the stairs. Like, I didn't know. I was like, where do I get drinks here? I walked around and there's just a Chinese dude with dreads like under the stairs. Just like, I was like, what?
Dude, that's funny. Like, he had real dreads.
Do you want a Bud Light? Yeah, he had real dreads.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess I'll take a Bud Light. I think you're typecasting me a little bit here, but I'll take it.
Yeah, what makes you think I drink a Bud Light?
It's like, I'll take it, but come on, man.
That's funny. Do you want a Bud Light?
It's like, yeah, we'll do that.
That's cool. So what made it Jamaican? Like, did they have like food there that was Jamaican? Like just a bunch of curry and...
The food and like all of the decorations, all of the art, the music, everything was Jamaican themed in there.
Yeah,
that's cool. Not expecting that, whichever night that was. I think it was like a Thursday or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
Going out. Yeah, it was cool.
A Jamaican bar in China.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Find any American themed, and it was just a bunch of cowboys and fat people theme type?
No, actually.
Hmm.
All of the American restaurants, like you'd see the Burger Kings, McDonald's, Subway, all of those were like, pretty close to the American standard, but they catered more to the Chinese palate.
Right.
There was the Pizza Hut in the town that the city we were in was the exact same food. But we went in there and I was calling it the white person Mecca the entire time that I was there because we were sitting at, speaking English, having a conversation, eating the food, and 4 different white guys at different points were like, "Is that English that I'm hearing?" Like sticking their head around the food, like another American, the whole time.
Yeah,
that's where the U.S. embassy was the Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. That's funny. It's funny how we all like pool to those things though. Like you go all the way to China just to sit down and eat at a fucking Pizza Hut. Like you've never had enough Pizza Hut in your life that you're like, well, I mean, I know Pizza Hut, so let's eat there.
Just need the familiarity of at least a little bit.
Yep.
After like the 6 weeks, because most of the food we were getting served was the same day in and day out at the hotel and for the competition. I was like, I just can't wait to go home and have some real Chinese food.
Real.
I was proud of that one. I said it the first time.
So
been using it for 4 or 5 years now.
was there? I mean, did you have like pretty good Chinese food over there, or did you not like it?
Some of it was fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the parts of the competition was hosting a meal in your home. And having it for livability. And I'd met a bunch of Chinese students from other teams by playing basketball.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to do beyond that. We're on the campus we were staying at. And one of them invited me to come to his house for dinner that he was cooking. And it was a 10-course meal, all homemade. All of it was like his family's recipes. Best meal I'd had the entire time I was in China. And that had, I think it was like there was steamed jellyfish. There were like 2 different types of, shrimp that were local to China and a couple other like really cool dishes that I hadn't seen while I was out. But the first night we got hot pot, and there was the Chinese students that ordered the food for us. Yeah. And I made the mistake of asking what everything was before eating it.
Oh no! Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what's this? And they're like, oh, that's cow throat. I was like, cow throat? Like, eat it. I felt like I was biting a football.
Oh no!
And there was, pig intestines was next, and then there was blood from an unspecified source after that. It was like, it's weird that you're not telling me what kind of blood this is.
Oh man!
And you have to specifically ask for cold beer there. They will typically just serve the beer warm. And so, after like a few of these parts in the hot pot, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a beer. I get a beer, cheap
and you wash
Chinese
it down.
beer, and it's just piss.
Dude, I can't imagine like eating all this food that you don't really enjoy, and then you're like, I'll wash it down with a nice cold beer, and it's just warm piss beer. Just god, warm. Dude, no thanks.
The trick to warm beer is you get about 4 to 6 cold beers in you, and then the temperature doesn't matter.
No, yeah, but I definitely couldn't start it out with a warm beer. It's not like, give me that one that's been out on the shelf for a few days. I'll drink that one. I guess.
I don't want to wait for it to get cold. Just give it to me now. It's fine.
Yeah. No. That is awesome though. What?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah. I've never experienced anything like that. I can't say.
No,
that's cool.
Have you even been out of country, Paul?
To Canada.
So like
I hope so. You're
12
right
minutes north.
Yeah. Like I mean I'm an hour and 10 minutes away from Canada, so.
I haven't even been to Canada.
When I lived in Buffalo, I actually lived right on Lake Erie, and in my attic through the window you could see Canada. Like you could see.
Shit.
Yeah, so it wasn't even far across. I mean, it was just the Peace Bridge. So I lived almost underneath the Peace Bridge, and well, not under it, but like near the Peace Bridge. And So the Peace Bridge going to Canada is just a short drive, considering like Lake Erie is like a fucking ocean. You know, like you can stand on a beach at Lake Erie and not see any land on the other side of it, and it's all freshwater lake, you know, but it's so it's massive, but the part where Canada was like right, I mean it's right there. But yeah, I've been to Canada a couple times. It's Toronto, but Gigs will tell you it's the worst part of Canada. So
the other end.
Yeah, yeah, she's not a fan of Toronto, so
I'm sure it's no different than the East Coast and the West Coast in the States arguing over about which side is better.
It can't be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can attest it is the East Coast. The East Coast is better.
It is.
After living on both coasts.
Yeah. I mean, I've never lived on the West Coast, but every time I go out that way, it's just like, this is, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's so much more straightforward in the Northeast and on the East Coast. Like the communication style is so much more straightforward. I end up offending people so much in the office just by being direct with my questions.
Yeah, and that's just, that's weird.
Really?
I don't want to like dance around it. Like if I'm gonna ask you a question, I'm just gonna ask you the question. And you know, they would try and their questions or like their requests for, you know, something for you to do. A lot of the times with the people that were local to Seattle, at least growing up, it was a lot more indirect with the way that they were trying to insinuate that they wanted you to do something.
Weird. So like it just, instead of asking you to do it, it was like they kind of like danced around it.
Yeah.
Like, man, someone's gotta go do this, and you're like, you mean me? You want me to go do that?
I'm like, I hope they do. Yeah, that sounds serious.
Yeah, man, someone should probably get on that.
It's great you mentioned that. Like,
yeah. Oh, that is weird though. I guess I've never experienced that though. But
that is weird. I think that's probably how it is in the Midwest too. More direct. You don't have to tippy toe. Around all the softness of conversation. Some people are just soft.
Yeah, the East Coast people aren't soft out here. It's just to the point here for sure, and not in like a bad way that we're not soft. It's just, you know,
let's just get to it.
Yeah,
get it taken care of.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Yep.
And it's interesting too. Like the culture changes from city to city. Like if you compare like New York City to Boston to like Philly, they're all, you know, they're upfront and like direct with their conversation, but like the way that you see those portrayed in movies from each place is completely different.
Yes. Yeah, they do portray those cities as like different, like completely different cities. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the West Coast when we go out that way. But
no, yeah. Where have you been out here?
Well, I've been to Vegas. And then we've been to California.
Nice.
But only California for a little bit though. More Vegas. I never knew I had a gambling problem until we made it to Vegas.
Dude,
that's
what they want you to do.
Yeah, and like I knew I was gonna gamble when we get to Vegas, and like you gotta gamble when you get there. But like I completely see red when I walk into like a casino, and it's bad. Like it's pretty bad. But like when I'm here, like I don't really gamble that much. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I'm only 30 minutes from a like full functioning casino out here, and I have no problem not going there. Like I don't go there. But yeah, holy shit, I go to Vegas and I'm like, holy fuck, take my money.
That's what they want. Yeah. I think they're designed that way. Like they're meant to be super, like,
yes,
you're meant to get lost. You're not supposed to see the daylight. You know, you're not supposed to know what time it is, and you're meant to be just super engrossed by all of like the lights and changes.
The lights and and the sounds and the where their machines are, and like it's just perfectly designed to just sucker you right in. And holy shit!
And every roll of dice or pull of the slot machine, the next one is going to be the one every time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
You know, it's funny because I didn't really like play the slots too much. Like my wife did. She just sat at like one machine the whole time. Like I did like blackjack and poker and roulette, and it was crazy. It was fucking crazy, man.
You're getting the full experience, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did. I definitely did for a cost, but yeah, I did.
Vegas is a good time if you plan it out right.
Yeah,
and you don't blow all your money gambling right away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, luckily I had like my gambling funds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vegas was fun though. It was cool.
It is.
It was weird though, like in Vegas, because the one thing I wanted to see was the pawn shop. You know, the famous pawn shop, and it's like in the village of Vegas. Like,
did you go?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't go in though because the line was really long to get in, and like
I went in.
I didn't have the patience for it. But isn't it weird that it's like you're on the strip the whole time and you're thinking like, holy shit, this is Vegas. And then you like to go there, it's like just off the strip. And like when you're off the strip, you see everyone's houses and it's just a normal
it's almost
like
normal.
suburb. Yeah, it just you almost forget you're in Vegas when you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go back to the strip and you're like, oh, fucking gamble. But yeah, it's weird to think like you forget that people like live there and it's, you know, a normal city. But it's not a normal city at all.
It's not.
No, it's not. Because like I mean it is just off the strip and it's like an entire different world. It's weird. But
did you get to go to downtown Vegas?
No. Nope. We pretty much just stayed
Old
on the
Vegas?
strip. Yep. We went to Old Vegas. The old
Is that
strip.
different?
No, that's the same thing.
Downtown and the strip.
The strip is like that's the Vegas like you see on TV, and then there's downtown, which is Old Vegas, which is it's kind of like a mall, but it's outside, kind of, and there's a really cool video roof, right?
Yeah,
that's where you went.
Yeah, so I just heard it as like the old strip. So
it's called the Old Strip or downtown.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the difference is, but so a really good funny story. Well, it was hilarious to me is we were not aware of this, but my wife went to a machine at the Old Strip and won a good amount of money, but we were not aware of it being a penny slot. And when $200 of pennies start coming out and you're thinking you're going to get a ticket, it was so fun. I was crying, laughing. My wife's just waiting for this fucking bucket to fill.
Oh no.
Oh, so good.
What do you do with the pennies? Yeah, like
so there's buckets. There's stacks and stacks of buckets all
like
over, and you fill your buckets, and then you go dump them in a machine, and they'll give you the cash. But they're just penny machines. There might be nickels too. There's nickel ones.
So I played like a couple slots in like at the Golden Nugget on the Old Strip, and like it gave me a ticket though. I didn't. Maybe because I didn't win. Like I didn't win shit the whole time I was in Vegas. But
it was your ticket out. It was like just get out of here. I don't know. It was
the one though that I wasted all my money on was roulette, because like roulette, like you can bet black or red. It's so easy. And like you double your money and then you lose it and then you double it and you lose it, and like but like you get into this hole like fast because you're like, all I got to do is hit red once and I'm back in it, and then like you never hit red and it's like fuck. Yeah. Vegas is fun though.
It seems like a really good time.
It really is. It was good fun, that's for sure. But
yeah, how long were you there for?
I stayed a whole week, which was a mistake. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A week is too long. It was too long. But usually
I actually got engaged in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's kind of big, but okay.
By the way, a big life event. Forgot about.
So did you like fly out there with the ring, or did you?
So yeah. So so the thing about getting engaged is I did not want my wife to know that I was gonna propose. Like she knew it was coming, and it was something we've already talked about. We looked at rings and magazines. But if you take her to a nice restaurant or a park, she's like, "Fuck, he's gonna propose." Didn't want her to know, and we were planning this trip, and I just told her my boss is not giving me the time off when we're going, so I'm not going to be able to go to Vegas. I pulled her mom aside, I'm like, hey, I'm fucking going to Vegas, but I'm flying out like 3 hours after you guys, so I showed her the ring. And I
that's
was like, I need
cool.
your help. Yeah, so I just surprised her in the room they were in, and she had no idea it was coming. That was all I wanted. I just wanted her to not know.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It would have been so stupid to go anywhere in this area. She would have fucking known. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really haven't traveled. I'm not like very well traveled, so
It's it's hard to get the opportunities to a lot of the time. If I
yes.
hadn't been in engineering at my school at that moment, I would not have gotten the opportunity to go to China.
Yeah.
And same thing with Italy afterwards. It was because I had met them in China.
Yeah, that's so cool though.
Yeah, it was fantastic experience. Not nearly as many cool stories from being in Italy as being in China for 6 weeks.
Right. So now Italy, the food had to have been fucking awesome, right? Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, like I just every time I think of Italy, I just think of the food. I think of food wherever I go though. Like I love food. I really do. Like I always try like the food of the place I'm going to, you know. And dude, if I went to Italy, I would be in food heaven, I feel like just.
Yeah, there's actually my favorite restaurant from when I went to Italy was in Florence. And I went with Dana, and we had a reservation for this one restaurant, probably about 45 minutes from our hotel, walking. Yeah. And we were going down this through this back alley that Google was taking us through, and there was this hole in the wall candlelit restaurant just right there in the alley, and we're like, this looks beautiful. Like, let's go here.
Yeah.
We go in. Best food the entire trip.
No shit.
Like they had asparagus flan, I think it was, and like it was to die for. Like we went twice. We went the one night when we walked there, and we got one. We split it, and it was like to the point where like we cut it down the middle. We're like, this is my part.
Do not touch
don't
it.
even,
yes.
Don't even look at
watching you.
Yes. I'm sorry. If you drop your food, that's too bad. It's gone.
You're not touching mine. Like, then the next night we ordered our own separate ones. Like, we're not doing that again.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was a fantastic trip. Actually we got to stay with my Italian friends most of those nights. So in Milan, they offered us their futon. When I went to go snowboarding up there, my friend his family owned a home near the mountain, so we get to stay there the night before, and like a bunch of stuff like that. And they showed us where to go for Venice and everything. That restaurant, I don't even know the name of it, was to this day I think some of the best food I've ever had.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I could see it though. I could see it. Just so it was probably like just some home recipes that this guy made, and yeah.
It was Olive Garden.
Olive Garden, dude. Listen now, Olive Garden's not that bad. All right.
Did I say Italy?
Yeah.
Remember being a little kid and you thought like Olive Garden and Texas Roadhouse were like just fancy, like you were.
Dude, that's yeah. When I was dating in high school, it's like, listen, get in my car. We're going to fucking Olive Garden.
Because there we're family. Let's go.
Yes. They got endless breadsticks tonight, so we're going.
All the soup you want, baby. Yeah. It's on me.
It's on me. Yeah, you want some more soup and salad? It's on me. Don't worry about it.
I think I saw something on Reddit about like Europeans do actually think that because of the way Olive Garden is portrayed in a lot of comedy movies, they think that Olive Garden is like the height of cuisine in the US.
Oh
and
my God.
So on Reddit, somebody was like, what are you talking about? American food is great. I've had Olive Garden. It's terrible.
Yeah, and it's like, well, no shit.
Yeah, it's a fucking
that's
cheap
funny.
chain. Like, yeah.
But yeah, they have to put it in our fucking movies all the time, so everyone's oh, that's gotta be it.
It makes me wonder what they think about in other countries about something like Applebee's.
Yeah.
Applebee's is always a classic movie. Let's go get a steak dinner.
Yeah, and they're at Applebee's.
It's an 8-ounce microwave sirloin.
The height of American food.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Same
mashed
thing with-
potatoes were made at 6 a.m. and it's fucking 8
Been
p.m.
reheated 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sprinkle some paprika on it. We'll call it good.
That's
Yeah.
funny though that someone would say that. They, I've had Olive Garden. It's shit. Well, yeah, we know that.
We know. That's why it's in the
Yeah.
comedy movies.
Right. That's why we make fun of it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Man, I need to travel more though, because I need to try different foods. I got to do it. I don't know if I'd want to go to China though to eat their food.
I would be terrified if
Yeah.
we went to Mexico and I was terrified. I'm such a picky eater. It's not a good habit.
Yep.
Oh, see, I'm not picky, man. I'll eat whatever you put in front of me. But it's funny I say that because like I'm like tiny. I'm fucking tiny, dude. My metabolism just takes over everything I eat. But I could literally eat whatever you put in front of me.
Challenge accepted.
Yep.
Deal. I'll eat it.
Did you see that burger I posted on your
Yes,
Discord?
Well, okay. I mean, I'll draw a limit from time to time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm definitely not afraid to eat food.
There's an asterisk on that anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find that asterisk.
No, I definitely like my food.
I saw a TikTok where this was Chinese American. He was saying that the best there's a 3.5 star rule. If you want good, authentic Chinese food, you go to a restaurant that has a 3.5 star rating on Yelp or something like that, because it means the food is great, but the service isn't good, which means that it is authentic.
Which
Chinese
means
food.
it's real Chinese food. Yeah. I could see that because like even in my small town, we have 2 Chinese restaurants, and I live in like a very small town. But like they're Chinese family, like they don't even speak English. You know what I mean? Like I can never talk to them. Like you gotta like point at the menu and they make it for you, and the food is great. But oh my god, their service is the worst, dude.
Yep.
They don't even care, and they don't even care. Like like even if like we sit down and eat, and I have to use the bathroom, I go into the bathroom and like on their stall, it like above like the sink, it'll say like hot water cold, like. I guess I'm not washing my hands this time. I mean, I don't know what that means, but sure. But yeah, their service is awful all the time.
Yep, and that means it's going to be good food.
It is good food though.
the
Like every time
3.5%.
I'm sure it's not like the greatest authentic food, because I'm sure they get most of their food from somewhere around here. It's not like they fly it in from China, but it is.
Right, but
I mean, it is pretty
recipe.
legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's the rule that after seeing that I was like, let me try this out. So I did actually go to a few restaurants here in Seattle, and it held up. Like it was like, this is like
Right.
It's still Americanized, but it is close to what I had in China.
Right. Yeah, like this Chinese restaurant has the same menu up on the wall when you walk in that it's had since I moved in. And like they even have like on the wall like this huge picture with like this fake moving waterfall, and I mean, but it's legit. The food is good, man. I'm telling you.
Is there a lot of missing cat posters around?
I don't want to talk about that. No, I don't think I'm eating cat, but maybe. They even grow their own like some of their food out back, like in this deserted parking lot behind it, which I don't
deserted parking.
Yeah.
How do you not get like dinged for that with?
Well, that's what I was just gonna tell you. Like owning a restaurant, like I'm pretty.
Because that's something you have to deal with.
Yeah, like
I know you do. So that's how.
Yeah, there's a lot like. Like I can't even have like someone make something at their house and bring it to me for me to sell at my restaurant, because I always have these friends that are like, hey, I make cakes, and it's like I can't sell it, so because like they have to make it in a certified kitchen, it's called, and if they make it in their kitchen, I can't sell it to eat. So
that's interesting.
Yep.
Even with deli meat, if you cut one thing on a cutting board, you have to change your cutting board or wash it before you use a different meat.
Yep. And we don't sell sliced meat yet at our deli.
I said yet.
Yeah, it's in the works because I have a lot of people that come in and they're like, where do I get the sliced deli? And I'm like, no, I don't sell you sliced deli. I make you a fucking sandwich. Like, what do you want? You know, like if you want ham, I'll put it on bread and you can have it. But
Spoken like a true New Yorker.
Yeah, yeah, right. Straight to the point. Like, listen, if you want fucking sliced ham, I'll put it on bread and you can eat it, and that's it. But so to sell sliced deli though, I have to get a scale that is certified and inspected by New York State for me to sell because I could be ripping people off by the weight of the food. Like, so for me to sell weighted food, I have to have like a certified inspected scale, which is
even if
outrageously expensive.
Even if it was half an ounce off, you would be in trouble, right?
I would be in trouble, yes.
That would add up.
Oh yeah.
Yes. A half ounce adds up quick, yeah.
Or quarter ounce even.
Right, because like even our sandwiches, so when I slice our food, like, so we slice our meats every day. Like everything we slice is not fresh to the order, it's fresh that day. Like I know like what we sell for the most part, and most of it is used that entire day. But our sandwiches are like just 3 ounces. Like one sandwich is a 3-ounce meat, which is quite a bit. I mean, it's quite a bit. So yeah, half an ounce. Like if I was adding a half ounce to that or taking it off, people would start noticing. They'd be like, "Dude, my sandwiches are getting smaller." But so I see why.
If you post that pepperoni meatball marinara again, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, you know it's funny because I think I'm going to, because this week we're doing meatball subs.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think on Thursday.
Son of a bitch.
It's funny how I have to come up with my specials. So like I try to use food that we already have in our restaurant. Like, so right now I ordered like the wrong amount of pizza sauce for our pizzas. So like I have an insane amount of this marinara pizza sauce. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? And it's like, well, next week we're having fucking meatball subs. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Coming to New York.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, so we're doing meatball subs this week for one of the days. So we run a special every day though. I change the special every day. In the winter months though, like Mondays are just like always a half a sandwich and one of our cups of soup, because we do homemade soups. So but it's pretty good. It's good food. It's our food is like really homey food, and the service is awesome, dude, because like I fuck with all my customers. Like I run my mouth constantly, like on this podcast and at my job.
No, not you.
I just
What?
but it's just funny that like what you see here is like what you get when you walk into my deli. But it's so cool because everyone walks in and they're like, "Yo, Paul, what's up, man? Blah blah blah. How's the kid doing?" And you know, and we shoot the shit and I talk shit. Like we have like these guys that work for our village. Like they you know, they cut trees down or whatever. They plow the roads in the wintertime and stuff. And I talk so much shit to them when they come in, even to other customers. Like I always say, like, listen, they put on these like bright colored shirts and act like they fucking do something all day, you know, and everyone laughs at them and they're like, "Fuck you, Paul," and then they still buy my food and they come back the next day. But it's always fun. And like it gets to the point where like I have this, you know, those signs that have like the little letters, kind of like this Go Bills thing, you know, like you have it say something, you put it out in front of the store, like you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah. So when they leave my store, they fucking change all my letters around, and I don't know it until the end of the day. Like I go out there to pick up my sign, and it says something like "Go Bills," like if it was a Friday, you know, for Sunday, and it would be like "Bo Gills," like, you motherfuckers. But yeah, it's fun though. We have a lot of fun there. It really is. And I have like the same clientele every single day. Like that's what keeps me in business. So. But
it's important to have those regulars, and
yes, they are 100% the backbone of my my business for sure.
They wouldn't be coming back if they didn't feel appreciated or seen from the service and everything.
It's cool though, because if you looked us up online, I have like 5-star ratings on like all the sites, and so I get a lot of travelers too. So we live in between New York City and Toronto. And so people, the Google Maps actually takes them down our main stretch instead of the throughway, because it's actually shorter. It like cuts in between like 2 important throughways. So like these people stop and they're like, this town is tiny. I don't understand why I'm here. And like, they show me my Google Maps and I'm trying to get them back onto the thruway as fast as they can. Cause they're like, get me the hell out of here. But they always say they stop because they see we have a 5-star rating. So it's so funny though how like I'm telling these guys to fuck off and like do something today, and then someone that comes in that I don't know, I'm like, "Hi, welcome to Buds. How are you doing today?" And blah 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 blah. And I'm like trying to be super nice. Yeah. I'm like, serious face.
Look down the store like, fuck off, Gary. How are you doing today?
How are you today, ma'am?
I'm serious, Gary. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Will you fucking get some work done today, please?
Hey,
How are
just
you?
go down I-90.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's like, though.
Yeah.
It's funny. But yeah, and like the way I have it set up in there, like you feel like when you walk in there, like you're like, yeah, this is a cool place to be. You know what I mean? Like I have like all the goofy shit on the walls and bright coolers and just. So when you walk in, like you're expecting me to tell you to fuck off when you come in. You know what I mean? Like. I don't know. It gives off that feeling, like because
it gives that fuck off vibe.
It does,
5 stars. It got 5 stars, man.
Yeah, like as soon as you come in, I'm like, what do you want? What are you eating today?
Best fuck off I've ever gotten.
Yeah. But I do have a lot of fun there, though. It is a lot of fun. Like I work there open to close 6 days a week, so it's wild, but. And like you'd think like, Jesus, you got to be sick of it. But every time I come home, I'm tired. I sit for a little bit and then I'm up and I'm like good. And then I'm like, dude, I had like the best day at work today. You know what I mean? Like, but I get that feeling like every single day. It's awesome. So
that's good. That's a important thing to have.
Yes.
I did not have that at my last 2 jobs, which is why I left both of them.
It's definitely not boring, and I have a lot of fun. The worst part about the job, though, is constantly worrying about money, though. Like that, it drives me nuts.
Because you're so invested in it.
Yeah, you're so invested. Yeah. I mean, my time alone in that place is like, if it ever started to slip or something, it would be the end of me. Like, what am I going to do at 33 years old with no, I have no college. I've put all everything I've ever had my entire life into this place. And then, it was really bad when COVID hit. So like my first break that I took on Twitch for 3 months, I was literally like in the corner of my room, like crying, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. It was fucking bad, man. It was really bad, but
I believe it.
I made it. It was stupid. New York State went hardcore with it too. Like I had to take tables out of my restaurant because we could only have 50% seating. So like I had to cut all of it out. It was nuts. People would come in and they're like, where the fuck am I going to sit, Paul? And I'm like, you're not fucking sitting anywhere because of New York State. And they're like, well, I'm not eating here today. And I'm like, fuck you, and
yeah.
Come back after COVID, please.
And then a small place like that, where are you supposed to put a fucking table and 4 chairs or however many? Like, yeah,
it sucked. It was rough. But the one way I was able to get around it though is they let you have outdoor seating. So like I literally pulled regular tables outside. So. It was weird, but what else are you going to do? Like I was doing everything. We don't deliver food. I even like used my truck and delivered food constantly. Like I would call the hospital like, hey, just so you guys know, we're still open. So if any of you guys are hungry, I'll deliver it. And then shortly after that, the hospital started coming back and I was delivering food to the hospital and they loved it because they could.
Smart though.
Yeah.
That was really smart.
Well, because I knew during COVID, they couldn't leave the building once they walked in there for that day. Like they could not leave. So I was like, you know what? In this small town, we have this massive hospital and lots of mouths to feed in there. So like, I really like that saved us big time. So
we got to get you a food truck.
Yeah.
We got to get you a food truck.
I've always told my wife,
a food truck.
Dude, I always told my wife that I wanted to do like a gourmet hot dog fucking food truck.
That's another thing that is, you go to any other town in the States, from my experience, you find a food truck, it's going to be damn good food.
Yes. Eat at the food trucks for sure.
Yes. And they're more popular than ever.
Yeah. Oh, right now it's insane, man.
If this podcast pops off, Polly, I'll open a deli here for you, but it'll just be a food truck.
Perfect.
We'll spread out.
All right,
it'll be dope.
But we gotta we gotta
going.
we gotta keep the name the same. Like,
oh yeah, no, it'll still be your name,
Yes.
and then it would be just Quad Cities.
yes. Oh,
Go.
dude, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I'm not working in a food truck. It's never gonna happen.
You know, it's weird right now though, like with so New York State's finally legalizing marijuana. So like I'm like on the fence if I want to try to sell it or not at my store. Because like so we sell tobacco right now, and I have like all the cool like rolling papers and stuff like that. You know, like things that you don't find at a gas station.
Mhm.
I'm not like a head shop or like a smoke shop, but like I have like, you know what I mean? Like just a few little things that you would never find at a gas station, like a 7-Eleven or something. So I was like, man, it could probably fit. And I actually, for the first time, bought these glass bowls that I was going to sell. And I haven't yet. They're still like sitting back in my office at the thing, because I'm like, I don't know how people are going to take it out here. Because we're like a huge Republican town. Like, yeah. And there's a lot of old people that come to my sub shop. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be, difficult to, gauge
Yes.
exactly how interested everyone would be.
Yeah. And I don't want like a regular to come in and see it and be like, dude, I'm not shopping here anymore.
Yeah, like this is not what I expected.
Exactly.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, have those regulars like seen the rolling papers or anything and said anything about those?
No, they haven't. So they don't say anything about those.
Yeah,
but
so I was
like-
wondering if those could be like an indicator for like.
Right. I like sometimes I go like, so I have like a coffee crew in the morning, and those guys though are awesome. They're all for it. Like I talk to them about that kind of stuff, and they're like, dude, you should do it, and blah blah blah, and like, but it's like the construction workers that come in for lunch that buy like 6 subs and all this. They spend a lot of money, more than just a couple cups of coffee in the morning. And like those are the ones that I'm afraid of, that I'm like, I don't know, man. So.
Being working in construction so much now, last few years, I feel like a lot. I mean, I'm in Seattle, so it's going to be a little bit more blue in terms of who I'm talking to. But I think, for the most part, construction workers, I can't remember the last time I've met one where they've been like, no, fuck weed. Like, I don't smoke. Like,
right. Yeah, so maybe I just do it. Maybe I just like, I could just slip it out. Like I could just put the pipes out there, right? Or the bowls, and just sit them out there and like gauge it. And if it like really upsets a couple people, maybe pull it back and just like, yeah. And then maybe wait for other places. But like the thing is in my town, no one is doing it. Like no one has started selling anything of that sort. So like, that's why I'm like, man, this could be my hit. So I don't know.
It's an interesting spot to be, because you can either, potentially affect the regulars,
Yes,
or have more people come in from the interest there.
But like I said earlier, right, the backbone of my entire business is the people that come in every single day. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough spot. I think gauging would probably be, best way to do that.
Right, just stick a few out there and see what happens.
Yep, be like, oh, whoops.
But they're definitely gonna see them though, because like these glass bowls are like the silicone wrapped ones, and they're like pink, blue, green. Like it's not like they're just gonna hide on my cigarette shelf and no one's gonna see them. But I don't know.
Well, if they already ignore the cigarette shelf, they're gonna just see that.
Could be.
It'll just mix in. They may not even really notice.
Right. The only
and the
other
people
problem
who want to notice will.
The other problem too is these people are like, New York State hasn't had it legal yet. So like the people that are going to first start buying these glass bowls are definitely like the no good people that you want in your store anyway. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be like, oh, glass bowl, man.
10 minutes later, they're going to come back for a sandwich anyway.
That's a fact. That is like the main idea of why I want to sell it there, but we'll see. I don't want to like be the last store though to introduce it, waiting so long to see how people do it though. So I don't know. And New York State has like so many regulations on it right now. I have to be within 200 feet of a church. Like, why is that a thing? Yeah.
To sell it?
No, to not sell it. Like, if I was within 200 feet of a church, I can't sell it. But like, what happened to church and state? Like the separation of church and state.
That's fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up.
Also, that's a weird line for God to set.
Yeah. Well, God didn't set it. You know what I mean? Like,
don't you dare get this shit idiots. I created near my buildings.
Yes. It's just so stupid, man. But we'll see. Maybe that one won't last long. Who knows? But that is definitely in the books right now in New York State. So
my town I grew up in, I think now has 7 dispensaries.
Yeah, in Massachusetts.
Yeah. They just, in fact, they closed down a family-owned shop just down the pizza shop just down the street from the house I grew up in, and they were trying to make that a dispensary on like the main intersection within that part of town.
Yeah.
And so many of the families were like, "No, we have 7 other dispensaries. Yeah. We don't need one here."
It's crazy though that there's that much money in it though that you can have 7 of them and they're all doing well. Because like that's like here, like there's like 17 nail salons in a small town, but they all fucking keep working. But
how many nails do you fucking people have?
I know, right? Jesus. 20, Scary.
I think he was counting. He was like,
he was. I saw him. But yeah, that's my little dilemma. But at least like if it doesn't work and I don't end up selling any of it, I still have what I have, so I'm not losing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
I think a little joke might be the best time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up? Yeah. Oh my God, it's been an hour and a half already.
Yeah. My old age was yelling at me. It's like, it's time, Sean.
Scary.
It's time.
I do have to say though, you're like the most interesting guest we've had so far, and I can say that because between Grogan and Durf, I don't care if they've heard that.
So direct. I love it.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome to New York, bitch.
That's the fun part about having your friends as guests. You can tell.
Oh, you can talk.
Just tell them to fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yep.
Like I said at the beginning, it's good to have honest friends.
Yes, always. Always.
Yeah, no, you're I think you're one of my first follows on Twitch. Like when I going from TikTok, starting at Twitch, I think you're one of the first people I followed, and still maintaining a friendship throughout everything too has been fantastic.
Oh dude, it's been awesome. And the best part is like we don't play games anymore or not, but it's still cool that we still kind of keep in touch here and there. Like it's crazy the friendships you make through all this stuff. You know?
No, it is.
Yeah.
You know, being in your streams, playing on stream with you, playing COD and everything, and with Carter, like some of those moments were my fondest throughout.
My hardest laughing times of my life. Yeah.
Carter just like
please tell me
himself up.
Yes. Please tell me you're talking about when he was in the truck and he had he picked up the I forget what it's even called, most wanted to bring the whole team back. And he was in a Bertha truck and he was driving around and he was doing great. Like, and dude, it came down to the last like 2 seconds and someone fucking domed him out of the window. Boom! And game was over. And dude, it was just the way it all unfolded was like the funniest time I've ever had in Call of Duty.
For me, it was him psyching himself up. He's like, I got only a few seconds left. There's a guy right in front of me. He's going to hit him with the Bertha. He's like, let's fucking go. Just immediately.
Game's over. Yep. Back to the lobby, bitches. Oh, dude, it was good. Good stuff.
Love that.
Yep. Those were the times. But, all right. Yeah. Let's wrap it up, though. We'll call it a day.
Gary, you got anything you want to, like your stream or anything you would like to promote, push?
I mean, at the moment, not really doing a whole lot of creating.
Okay.
I do have my YouTube channel, which is Scary Terio, and once I get things moving on the stand up side, I will be posting clips from open
Yeah.
mics and everything.
Yeah.
So drop a preemptive follow, maybe.
Listen,
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
start doing those, we gotta have you back on the podcast again, and then we can talk
Yes.
about
Do.
those.
Stand
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
is
'cause I have one open mic night on my YouTube right now from
Yes,
a
we
few years
found it.
ago.
yeah, we found it. Don't worry,
Yeah.
we looked. We know. We know.
Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, because if you really get back into it, I'd love to sit and talk to you about it again. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I've been
Hey.
working on a lot of material recently.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
cool. Very cool. All right.
All right. Well, you can find us at Dad Life Crisis Podcast almost on any platform. That would be TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, even. This should be on. If you're listening on Spotify, good for you.
Yeah, we love Spotify.
And if you want to talk some shit, email us at deadlifecrisispodcast@gmail.com. Talk some shit. I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Molly
for the
will tell
day.
you to fuck off.
Yes, but I will absolutely say fuck off to start it.
Yes. We love
But-
getting emails from people.
Yes, but all right.
All right, that's a wrap, boys.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in and watching and listening.